Hi, viewers of Wasteland TV. We are here with
Gabe Denning. I write as G.S. Denning, the author of Warlock Holmes. Hi.
What is Warlock Holmes?
Warlock Holmes is the geeky magic comedy version of Sherlock Holmes. They're direct parodies of the original stories, except he's not very smart. He's just riddled with 1,000 demons.
How about Watson?
Watson is smart, because, even in the original, he's a doctor. Doctors should be able to figure things out. So he is. In my version, Watson's often the one who puzzles out the original answer. Usually he's wrong and it's just demons again.
Yes. So it's kind of like the old Michael Caine film where he's a drunk and Watson did everything.
Yeah, without a clue.
Yeah.
It sort of is. More and more of the new takes on Sherlock are embracing comedy. And I'm really embracing comedy. And it's so tongue-in-cheek.
We were in a panel together, we know.
Yeah. Yeah, all it is just geek fun. Candy for the ones who love the originals, but if you like the BBC version or Elementary, I made sure I took care of you guys too.
So what made you decide to go with Sherlock Holmes instead of some other public domain characters?
Honestly, it was a mistake. I was in a writing class with a girl who had written a Mary Sue, a character everyone hated because they could do everything perfectly.
Well, everyone tends to hate Mary Sue, so I noticed that.
Yeah, and I recommended to her to try to make her fantasy character more like Holmes, who's got these superpowers but also has flaws and is not a person. And
was she a role player, like a tabletop role player?
I'm not sure, but that does happen a lot, doesn't it?
Because that's the entire point of role-playing tabletopping is you're Mary Sueing yourself.
Yeah.
And justification to kill.
And so many of us come to writing through role-playing.
Yeah.
It's shocking. I think she did a bit, but she made fun of me. She said you could never do Holmes in fantasy. And on the way home I realized, yes, you could. Everyone thought it was magic anyway.
Yes.
And then before I got home, I thought of the pun Warlock Holmes, and I was so excited, I ran upstairs to Google it to see what people had done, and there was nothing. So I got mad, started doing it myself.
Going back to your statement about nothing, I think people are so afraid to do anything with Sherlock Holmes because of that reason. Because he's so iconic of a character. It's like playing with Tarzan or John Carter and Mars.
Oh, yeah. You're playing with something people already love. And one of the things that I'm most happy that I got right before I really started this is I had the realization that I wanted to make fun of Holmes, but I never wanted to make fun of anyone for loving Holmes.
No, you can't, because that's your audience.
Right, and they have been, and they've been good to me. They've been very accepting.
Because that's like the Benedict Cumberbatch version of Sherlock. He's kind of somewhat of a parody of Sherlock himself in what he does.
Yeah.
Especially with the hat.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's really the key is geeks respond to love. If you can make fun of something lovingly, you're going to be welcomed.
As long as you're giving them what they want, but still you're giving them what they enjoyed about the character, not kind of like Lucas did with the first 3 Star Wars.
Oh.
He gutted Darth Vader from, he's the baddest villain in the universe when I was a kid. I get older, he's now mid-management when by you get to episodes 1, 2, and 3.
You got to be true to your core. You got to give people what they love. Actually, my most negative reviews come from people who want Sherlock to be smart.
Yeah.
And I get that. If you want Sherlock to be smart, honestly, I am not writing the book for you.
Hi, we are back again. Since we figured out the camera problem. We were talking about Sherlock and how he was kind of a parody of what he once was. Oh, yeah. It's hard to do them as 100% straight now because times have kind of moved on and there's so many, mystery stories. But there's also so much about the character of Sherlock because he's so bad at being human. Yeah. That's just ripe for comedy. Like Robert Downey Jr.'s version. Absolutely. Robert Downey Jr.'s version, the BBC version, and Elementary, all of them. I've never seen Elementary, but it's comic too. They all embrace the comedy of the idea of Sherlock Holmes. But he's brought to the present day. That's the only present day New York, and Watson's a girl. Yeah. Lucy Liu. Unlike Sherlock, where he's still all the elements of Sherlock are still there, including Baker Street itself. Yeah. I think Elementary takes place in New York, isn't it? Yeah. So it's a whole new environment as well. It really is. They're all Sherlock adaptations. It's been a long time since we've seen stuff that's really, really true to the original stories.
But and honestly, I'm not holding my breath for that to come back, because
No.
the comic, family of Sherlock stuff that's coming out now is so strong. It's so
Yeah.
good.
And playing on his neurosis now is very important.
And you find that this character has infiltrated so many other facets of, Batman and Robin, for example.
Yeah, I was going to say Batman.
When they do their detective,
We'll say more like not modern Batman, the New 52 era, but the Silver Age. When him and Sherlock Holmes would cross paths.
They even called Batman the greatest detective. I mean, that's literally right out of the books.
You got the Shadow, same thing, which is also Batman was actually a tribute of it, was actually the Shadow.
Oh, and things like House, people will say was based on Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, he has to. I've seen bits of some of the episodes. He has to be, because of how he puts his mysteries together.
He's based on the doctor that Sherlock Holmes is based on. Arthur Conan Doyle worked for a doctor.
Wow.
And he'd have, patients come in and say, I sell flowers. And the doctor would say, no, you don't, you're a prostitute. Look at your shoes, look at your elbows, look at your one tanned knee, you're a prostitute. Yeah. And Doyle was just stunned. And so he started writing a character who would do what his boss would do. And that's how Sherlock came about.
It's kind of like Kevin Smith with all his mall rat films. They're all based off of people he hung out with
he knows
in real life.
Worked with. And, parodies of people he knew.
Or caricatures of people he knew that he thought would be good for people to see without being insulting.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too. Like Kevin Smith's movies, you've got they could have just been mean, they could have been mocking, but they're actually very loving of their subjects.
Yeah.
Which I'm striving to be too.
He's not mocking of the fandom audience.
No.
He actually embraces it until he grew old with his audience.
Yeah.
That's the end of Kevin Smith's thing, is he grew old with his audience.
Oh, I don't think he's not ended yet. Don't you give up on Kevin. He'll be back.
Oh, I gave up on him a long time ago. He's directing Supergirl and Flash.
He'll be around.
When you get broken by Bruce Willis, that's the end of your career.
I'd see. But there's so much, like, people get reboots too. When
Like
the
Bruce Willis?
stars are old, like Bruce Willis. Yeah. When the stars are old and gray, Kevin Smith will be back. You trust me.
Or Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Actually, the funny thing, Silent J. Did you see him in Todd in the Book of Pure Evil? Check it out. It's brilliant. And that was his little person reboot, where he went back from being a loser to being an actor again, and he's never been more charming.
I thought he did that in the first when he started doing acting is when he did Zack and Mary Made a Porno with Kevin Smith film. He wasn't playing Silent J. He was actually playing a different character.
Yeah.
Someone that's semi-likable and not dislikable and not made likable by his sidekick.
Ooh, you gotta check out Todd in the Book of Pure Evil. It'll be a present to you. It's a hidden geek treasure.
Is it?
Oh, it's basically the dirtier, funnier Canadian Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It only ran for 2 seasons.
Oh, I may have to see that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Because in Fanboys, they're just Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah. Well, that happens a lot. Same with Con Men, Nathan Fillion, and they're having fun.
Oh yeah, Nathan Fillion. It's like as a voice actor, he stretches more than a real actor. He was Green Lantern in a majority of the animated versions of DC animated movies.
And I'll be honest, I have not caught him there. Though I loved him on Thrilling Adventure Hour.
I liked him on Firefly.
Yeah, me too, of course. My daughter is named Kaylee. That's how much. Anyway, thank you. Hey, geeks out there, keep geeking, keep loving all this geeky stuff. Check out Todd, but check out Holmes too. Warlock Holmes is waiting for you.